I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Salamanca City Central School District acknowledges the homeland of the Anandawaka, the people of the Great Hill, the Seneca people on whose ancestral and modern day land Salamanca School District now stands and whose water we enjoy. We stand with all indigenous peoples in their resolve to remain connected to their land. While we cannot undo what has been done, it is the goal of the Salamanca City Central School District to recognize the history and make improvements that will benefit the next 7 generations of indigenous students.
All right, Carrie John, Vice President of the Board, everybody. As we know, Teresa Ray, Board President, is on vacation and is not able to attend. I'll be presiding over meetings. So next up, we have the approval of the agenda. Dr. Beeler, do we have any changes to the agenda?
Yes, there were just a couple of changes since it was published last week. We added in 7F, we added section 13 resolution. We added 8A, personnel action number 1 was revised for Liam Hawkins. In 8C, personnel action number 3 was revised for Mindy John. And in 8A, we added the return date for the award, modified her leave of absence return date to 7/23.
Okay. So with changes, can I get a motion to approve the revised agenda?
Second.
Motion by Dale, second by Brad. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? All right, motion carried. So we'll move on to item number 3, recognitions and presentations. We have a presentation about the cell phone policy and code of conduct.
Terrific. So there's been quite a bit of media coverage over the past couple of weeks regarding the governor's this one call it education law modification that creates a distraction-free school, which is also known as a cell phone ban. So that particular requirement forces school districts to modify policies and code of conducts that prohibit student cell phone use and internet-connected devices from bell to bell while on school property. And Mrs. Berry will give us a little bit of a rundown on what the new policy is and how we got here.
Great, thank you. You just provided the whole intro for me. So
Sorry about that.
No, perfect. So just as Dr. Wheeler said, this policy is in response to Governor Hochul's distraction-free schools. Basically, the entire process is similar to how we've always done code of conduct changes, and that we solicited feedback from staff and parents and students. We sent out a survey about 2 weeks ago where we could gather stakeholder feedback. And it was actually very positive in response to this new law. A lot of people felt that cell phones are distracting in school and that they understood the policy and the decisions that needed to be made. So with this outline of the policy, which was a template given to us by BOCES with very minimal things that we needed to update and change. I do also want to add, we did have a community forum as well. We had 2 of them on July 15th and July 17th, where everyone is invited to come. We did have a couple of parent representatives, and then we had a lot of staff that were involved in that process. So the policy outlined here just kind of goes through and it defines what a cell phone or an internet-enabled device is. And truly, this policy change is not really any different than what our current code of conduct policy states. We changed that about 3 years ago, which indicated that cell phones were to be put away for the instructional day. So this just more clearly articulates what that looks like. Being able to identify what the school day means. So that's bell to bell, including all non-instructional times, passing times. So that would be during, transitions in the hallway, lunch, recess, any of those occasions. Students should not have access to it all day. And then on the school grounds means within or any building structure, athletic field, playground, or land contained within the property. Students are prohibited from using the internet-enabled device during the school day and anywhere on the school grounds. However, there are some caveats to that. So as if students need it for medical needs or as part of their IEP or 504 plan, there will obviously be some exceptions to this rule. I know parents, one of the big questions was, well, how will I get a hold of my child if I need to in the course of the day? So the policy outlines a lot of opportunities that parents will have to access their students. So obviously the school office phone, they can reach out anytime during the school day. The majority of the time our clericals are at the desk. There's our family school liaisons that they can always reach out to. We will have a school messaging application that we'll be rolling out next year, which is, next year will be My Power Hub, which is through Power School. So that will be another opportunity for parents to be able to access their children or their children's teachers. Written notes are always part of the plan, and then our school email will be an opportunity for parents to be able to connect with their children if they needed to. We're looking for opportunities for how we're going to house those cell phones and internet-enabled devices. So there's a lot of exploration that we're doing with that right now. We could use something as simple as cubbies or lockers, because that is an on-site secure location. The one piece to that is that students do have access to that during the day, and we're really trying to limit access to their phones. So another storage facility that we're looking at right now, we've actually been in communication with Ms. McGarrett, is a cell phone locker, which is basically just a little box that locks. The teachers would have it, students would be able to turn it in at the beginning of their school day to their homeroom teacher. It gets safely locked up, and then they'd be able to access it at the end of the day. The nice piece about those storage lockers is that they're mobile. So there's a little handle on the top that in the event that we needed to evacuate for whatever reason, classroom teachers would be able to physically take the box with them so that students would be able to access their devices off campus if we needed to. There are a little bit more restrictive storage things that we've looked at, one called Yonder Bags, which is just a little pouch that students would be able to put their cell phone in, and they keep it on their person, but there's a lock that they'd have to get access to it. So they put it in at the beginning of the day, and then they have to get unlocked at the end of the day. That one poses a little bit more of a logistical component, which who has keys, where are the kids going to be, eighth period, how are they going to get back to, you know, the person that has the keys. So there's lots of options that we're looking at right now, and we think we might have it narrowed down to some of the storage boxes. And just as anything else within our code of conduct, there is progressive discipline. So if students are violating the policy, there will be a progressive discipline situation where, you know, first offense might just simply be a warning, or they have to turn in their phone to their teacher and pick it up at the end of the day. Maybe asking parents to come and pick up their phone, having to turn it into the front office as opposed to putting it into this on-site storage, potentially an after-school detention. One thing that's important to know is that we cannot simply suspend on violation of the cell phone policy alone, but we can in combination with other infractions. So insubordination, disorderly conduct, if they are violating the policy in a variety of ways, obviously suspension could be, you know, a potential, but just simply based on the cell phone policy alone, we cannot suspend off of that. Many of the school districts, we looked at a lot of different examples in and around Cattaraugus County, and so you'll find that many of the policies all read very much the same. So this is our first reading, and if you love any questions or feedback, or feel like we need to add anything to the policy, as soon as we publish it, we will then get it out to the community via social media and mailings and things of that nature.
I'm just happy to hear that you've done some community outreach or surveying, and that's with the other, I'm assuming parents and things like
Yeah.
that. Was there any, as far as like enforcement goes, is it just like any teacher that spots a kid on their phone, they just, you know, how does, you know, the enforcing this item?
Yeah, so there are, I mean, it's going to have to be an all hands on deck situation, you know, where we're making sure that we're truly upholding the policy. We have had it in effect, and Seneca Intermediate for sure have had it in place for the past 3 years. We send home a cell phone policy letter every single year that parents and students have signed, and the kids have really been very good about putting it in their locker and keeping it there for the majority of the day. Obviously, we have a few that, like to bend the rules a little bit. But because it's now a New York state law, like we really have to be an all hands on approach. And then making sure that we're clearly documenting, was this their first warning? Was this their first offense? And making sure that that's clearly documented within our discipline referral system so that we can continuously track it.
Anything else? All right, well, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, good work.
All right.
Yeah. We get that going, Kim.
So, right, that was item number 3. We're on item number 4, communications, public communications, Title VI Parent Advisory Committee. No public. No public, Title VI. Aaron?
You guys are all well. Just a few things real quick. We do have IPC, our next Indigenous Parent Committee meeting in August 3rd, or 13th, sorry, following our IEC meeting, right in this room at 5. It'll kind of be the first one of the year where we get a lot of the nominations for our officers and things like that. So big meeting there, but we kind of have a lot of running email chain with the IPC members, both representative and non-representative, and community members. So I've been kind of keeping that going, as well as a couple of updating our website and our Facebook social media page. You'll see flyers pretty soon. I was gonna wait at least till August. I didn't want to start bothering people already. Like, oh gosh, we're starting the year already. So I was gonna wait, a little maybe first week of August, something to start sending out first flyer with that. So that's for IPC. We're gonna also be doing a partnership with the Seneca Nation and the TACO director Dave Shongo to do a Remember the Removal / SYE sign up event social on September 18th. That'll be in the Odds Gym in the cafeteria. Not like a normal fundraiser like we discussed before, where we do cakewalks and things like that. This is one of just like the kind of get together, we're going to sign up social, and remember the partnership. Dave Shongo is going to be able to supply money from the nation to pay for food and anything else that we need for that, as well as additional things for SYD throughout the year that he is also talking to me about that to go through the school year. Some fun things. So then, other than that, I just wanted to mention some of the things that I haven't been able to talk about in the last couple of meetings, as I missed the last couple of meetings. Was we had an awesome group and some SRD singers at graduation. I think you guys heard. We had an awesome collaboration with Kevitzer and the band, and being able to, they'll do a set, and we did a set, and they did a set, and we did a set, and it was just awesome correlation. And I think people loved it. It sounded really great. It was awesome to see some students in there singing. It was really cool. So they're excited about it. They want to kind of continue that. Hopefully we can do it every year. I don't see why we wouldn't. So that was really fun. We're also going to plan on singing at the Welcome Back picnic. Not quite as big with so many people. A few singers at the Welcome Back picnic, kind of welcoming people in, having another SYD and IYC sign up sheets. Again, that's the Indigenous Youth Conference. Programs for students, and then just wanted to mention that regionally at our regional forums, the last few times we've been able to meet, and that's the schools with Niagara, Wheatfield, Niagara Falls. Some Buffalo schools are invited as well. They haven't really been participating. Akron, Lakeshore, Silver Creek, Rwanda, us. So we've been meeting, and a big talk was trying to create a student conference, because in 2026, the NIEA conference will be in Buffalo. So that's going to, hopefully we can show up to that as well. I'm sure we'll talk about that from one more that time, but to prepare a lot of the students and maybe even get students confident enough to present there, maybe just attend there, or whatever we can do to get students encouraged to get to that NIEA in Buffalo 2026. In the next school year. But for this school year, we are going to meet on October 23rd at the CCC Sailor Building and Fire Hall in Irving. And we're all working together on, of course, what that takes to get the students, you know, and bus the students and all those things as well with the schools and the funding sources for that. So we're actually working with the Senate Commission for a donation. Jody Patterson with Akron sending a letter to them. So I believe they're asking for a pretty decent amount. I was like, ask for 10,000, but I don't know. I don't really know what they're asking for really realistically, but we have 12 different presenters locked in, confirmed, we have a whole structured kind of NIEA thing where kids will be able to choose between 12 different things of like cooking and mindful wellness and basket making and fishing and beadwork, trauma informed things, medicinal walks, jewelry, all these different things are already confirmed, and our presenters are locked in. And of course, that comes with some money to pay these presenters and location and all these different things. So we're actually going to be using the Indigenous Parent Committee account for Salamanca. We had talked with Karen in the business office to confirm that, and it was a super huge relief for our regional program because we've been looking at for somewhere to put donations as we're getting more people that are donating to this cause. So that's been a struggle because we were looking at, should we open up accounts, or we've been talking to banks and we didn't really know what avenue to go down, and then whose names are going to be, who's the one that's going to be reliable. So we had talked about this account IPC that you guys had approved a couple of years back. It hasn't really been active, we haven't really needed it, but for something like this that came up in the future where we needed something that wasn't necessarily able to fit under Title VI or one of the qualifications of funding, something that we can use and be approved by community and our people and our school and us as a business and everything. So the nation that is going to get that letter, and that donation essentially would be going into the IPC account. And then it'd be up to me, obviously, in our school to really be diligent on where that money is going and how we're going to be spending that down. And I think a lot of the other schools are really excited and happy about that because that's been our biggest struggle so far, is landing where that can go to ultimately be able to. So I don't know, there's a lot of information. I haven't been here the last couple of times. I'm sorry. I got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. How I was coming up, I had to be work done. So everything is running smooth though, and we're doing a lot of exciting things like usual. But yeah, you guys have any questions about Title VI or FBC? You can get another earful on August 13th and come talk to us about more Indigenous issues.
All right, thank you, appreciate that. Any questions again? No.
When's that event, or what are you talking about?
So the Indigenous Student Conference, the regional one, is going to be October 23rd. And then my next IPC, the Indigenous Parent Committee, will be in this room August 13th.
That's IPC?
Yep, IPC, right after IEC.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was gonna say, I think getting back in the groove of things.
Yeah, so the
too.
Education
Okay.
Committee, we meet with the
Yep,
nation,
prior.
IEC, and the Education Department.
Okay.
It's right, well, it's structured
Yep.
really different.
I remember it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect, sweet. And what time's it's 4 usually the IEC, right? Okay.
Yep, that's it for. And then we also had Dale Fonema come in and do a polybagel. Sorry, I'm jumping back in. Polybagel and restorative practices. I had some notes with our counselors and social workers and a great team. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And we also had Lorinda John Sheplow come and do a cultural food sustainability and implementation of culturally responsive strategies with our NAC team, MBK, Shayla, John. So look for integrated foods and different things coming this year from that. So other fun things from Title VI. No.
Good job.
So I had a question, so you got your meeting coming up, we just say August 13th,
Yeah.
is the committee still intact, or is there?
Yep.
So
Yep.
everyone already has terms, there's.
Yep, we just revised our bylaws. I just gave those to Nancy and then our very last IEC meeting that we met.
Yep.
So that was just basically, we only changed like wording of 1 or 2 things that were numerical from the amount of times we meet, because we were meeting like every month. We were still starting, and now we're really so strong that every other month is really sufficient. And so the terms of that and a couple different areas were switched, but that was it. They're really the same since when we had went over it when you were there. But no, we have at least 7 or 8 people normally, but we've gotten to 10 to 15 at many times, up to 20 to 25 in numbers, but our solid, we've never dropped under like 5 or
Yeah.
even had to worry about a quorum or anything like that, so it's been pretty.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Appreciate that.
Yeah, really thanks to you guys. Yeah, there was people before us that kept it going, and we're just, now that I feel like we're building up real strong.
Yeah.
Now, no worries.
It's in good hands.
Off to the races.
Yeah, hopefully. We're good, I think.
Off to the races. Good job.
All right. Let's go to central office message.
I can't follow that.
I know, right?
I did a 2-hour training today. It was exciting. Yeah, we're pretty much status quo. We're closing out last year and moving on forward with this year and undergoing audit and, moving along. Pretty much, status quo.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, come on. I was hoping for
No,
10
she
minutes.
did, she rocked it today. She's like, I was saying my voice, she rocked it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, give
And
us
that's
a
why I
little.
wanted to learn, like, how did you do it like that, so I can get to, I can see it.
So what about the fiscal year? So we just ended the fiscal year?
We ended one on June 30th, the new one started July 1. So right now, we're going through the process of closing things out, making sure that anything that people have ordered gets paid for, et cetera. Also, all new stuff is coming in, hopefully by Rich, probably next week, there's gonna be a giant order coming for student supplies that have been ordered. They're telling us it's gonna be the end of the month, so that'll be coming in. And then my office team will be going through that and separating it by all the different teachers and departments and et cetera. And then the audit opened up, the way they do it now, which is actually super cool for us, is there's a website, it's called SureLink, so it's all security accessed and so forth. So they put in there the list of 9,000 things that they need us to do. And as we get them done, we load it up, and then they're actually auditing as we go along. And then they'll come on site the last week of August to do 3 days of on-site stuff. And then they present here in October. So it works out really nice that we can, you know, as we get stuff done, instead of them coming in and handing them, you know, 4 cartons of materials, it just works out so much easier to just upload everything and they access it that way. And that way, if they look at it and they're like, okay, a piece is missing, or I don't understand this or whatever, they can get right back to us right now instead of, you know, waiting until they come in August. And it just works out really so much better. It actually started during COVID, so it's continued that way, and it just works out really well.
Is it New York State that comes in and does the audit, or who does the auditing?
This one is our external, it's known as our external audit. It's our annual one that's done by Lumsden and McCormick. out of
Okay.
Buffalo.
Good, thank you.
All right, one thing I caught in there was student supplies. So we're giving free supplies to the students again?
Yep.
What about lunches?
Breakfast and lunch will also be provided, as well as snacks once the program starts. And this summer's been going great with, they're getting breakfast and lunch this summer for the kids that are participating in the area. It's worked out well so far. And I should say this, the garden that's growing on the corner of Fern and Front, they're serving the lettuce and radishes and something of tomatoes, I think it was. They've picked out of there and they're using those in the lunch program, which is way cool.
Awesome. So you had a lot of talk about.
I knew there was more.
You got it out of it.
Right out. Anybody else want to do poking a prod?
I'm thinking, I'm trying.
All right. Let's hear from the principals. Who wants to go first?
I can kind of add to what Karen was just saying. There's been a great response with the meals at Prospect. So it's definitely a noticeable increase in people coming in and eating the meals. And we've been keeping track of that as well compared to my first year there. So that's been nice. The kids have been loving the meals and filling their bellies. And to end their day at Prospect for our summer program. I think summer program in general, we've, had pretty steady attendance, 50 to 60 kiddos. So they've been, had that consistency in their programming and at school, and they're happy to come in. We always have a few tiers at the start of any program, but it's that initial, transition, but they've been there and, keeping the brain active and having a structured day during summer program. A few other things to highlight, the building's been busy. If you haven't witnessed a building in summer, I've worked in a couple different schools, and some buildings can be kind of quiet in the summer, but that is not our building. So there's, thanks to Rich's team, they've been very busy cleaning all of the rooms and all of the spaces, anticipating the school year. But also we've had, several interview committees. We've had summer program, obviously, and then we have a lot of changes with your support. Obviously, we're growing special ed programming, so that requires some internal moves throughout the building and thinking about how we're using our spaces strategically. So it's been quite busy, but and to highlight, we've had a lot of professional development. So our staff have been there working, directly with the coaches and as a team to think about what they're doing, how to evolve and refine our practice so that we can be the best that we can be for our kids. So I'm proud to work among them because they're dedicated and constantly revisiting and trying to refine what they're doing. So it's busy and we're proud of the work. I want to also give Mrs. Rute a shout out because she's worked really hard to lift Exact Path, which is one of our new assessment tools. She's worked diligently to test out all of the kinks over the summer, and I don't want to steal your thunder, so I'll let you kind of take over with that. But there's a lot to highlight. We have a lot of really great things happening.
We have our grade level planning, so our pre-K, kindergarten, and second grade teachers to collaborate with each other. We had Asia and I have kind of been piloting the Exact Path, which is our new benchmark screener for the fall. So we'll have some teachers that have had that under their belt, comfortable with it, kind of share with everyone in a positive light. It's gone really, really well. So I'm excited about a smooth fall start. And yeah, I think as an admin team, I have loved this because last summer I had a child, so I wasn't here. So it's been really nice this summer. We've met so many times just to kind of collaborate amongst the admin team. What are you doing here? What are you doing there? And so it's been nice to kind of just be together this summer, which is always nice with us. Pass to me? Yeah, I'll piggyback on a lot of what both Mrs. Oaks and Mrs. Rotate just said. Again, Seneca's also been very busy with interviews and professional development and summer programming, and I'll let Mrs. Butler speak more to that. That's her baby at Seneca this year. But again, going off of what Laura had stated about the collaboration over the summer, it's been really awesome this year. We've had a lot of time with just building admin and district admin to make sure that we're all truly aligned and making sure that our school year gets set out all on the right foot and everybody is in agreement with everything. We just got to work today on what our opening day is going to look like. So all of those topics that we're talking about are going to be consistent from building to building, which is really great. So that's been really interesting to do this year. I feel like sometimes you're in silos trying to get prepared for the start of the school year, and it's been really nice to have thought partners and everything. In addition to our summer school programming, we have a lot of things happening that are under the STEAM umbrella. So we have music camps that are going on. We have a performance that's going to be at the end of the summer in Chicago, where we have students coming in from various school districts that are here to put on that show. So I believe that's the last, I think are the days that will be happening. So yeah, and just summer's almost over, it's halfway over, it's not all the way over, but we're there. And it's crunch time and trying to wrap up a lot of things.
Hello, I have been working very closely with the team, getting to know everybody. The summer school program is going very well at Seneca. We have approximately 50 students that are attending daily. We did, for our 7th graders that are going into 8th grade, a little bit of a mixed model. Some of them are going to Franklinville and some of them are staying in-house. So that's been actually very I feel it's been very well, established. The students that we sent there are going, and the students that we slated to stay here with us in-house are staying here, and it's been going very well. We did try the exact path, so it's been nice to pilot that new program that we will be rolling out at the beginning of the school year. All the students take a diagnostic assessment, and then it provides a learning path for them. So they just log right onto their computer, 20 minutes a day per content area, and they can practice skills that they're lacking. So it's a really great program that we're excited to be piloting. And we'll share all of the things we're learning with our staff.
Awesome. Ms. Cruz?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Lloyd and I have been working diligently with our master schedule, getting that out and then putting that into a viewable spreadsheet for ease of access. We've been working with our shared decision-making team that we kind of rolled that out last year, and we're going to be meeting twice over the summer, conquering things such as celebrations, Title I budget narrative, so that we have something going on for parents every single month. As a matter of fact, we just met with the guidance counselors yesterday, and they're going to be having December, so they can have the parents in to discuss graduation and things of that nature. But we have activities such as Math Magic Night, Poetry Jam, along those lines, so that we can get parents and students involved in actually doing Title I presentations to teach parents how to help their children at home. We also have an eligibility list that we're rolling back out, where students who fail more than 2 subject areas either have to go to ELOC, Saturday school, and develop a plan with their teachers to get off the ineligibility list and be able to participate in all the school functions and all the privileges that they should be participating in. So we've been kind of sort of busy getting all these things in order. Turn the corner.
Awesome, thank you. Do we have any questions for any of the principals?
No, I was just gonna ask about exact path or path? Path, okay. That was gonna be the only thing I asked, but then you kind of hit on it, was the diagnostic path, and helps guide the students in their areas that they need to, maybe a little more extra attention and stuff.
Yeah.
The question I had.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Pendoski, what do you got for us?
All my staff, the custodians and the cleaners that are working very hard to get this place all cleaned up. It's been nice with no summer school here, except for maybe some summer camp and things. I actually heard that from several of them today, how well it was to just get things done more this year. I just want to say that we're digging into that new project, and it's really great. With Prospect, the new addition, I've already had 2 or 3 meetings, and then with the new bus garage, I've had 2 meetings, and we've been over to that site and just trying to get things rolling there, and it's kind of exciting to get right into that. I like that. And I'd really like to get this one done, the current one out here and stuff. I hate seeing that ground like that and the mess it is, and yeah, I'd like to get that finished. So I've been pushing them a little bit to try to get that done. They got things that aren't happening, so not much I can do, out of my control, I'll say. Yeah, things are going really good. I'm really happy with the buildings and the grounds and everything.
Awesome. Ms. Brown?
We are stalking Pinkoski's people and putting back what they took apart. And we're also, we've grabbed every device pre-K through 8th grade, and we have student workers this summer that are running updates on every single one of them, relabeling them, making sure that they are good to go. Anything that's not fully functional, they're dropping off in the tech office, and the in-house techs are fixing it. Rolling out all the software for everybody. We're cleaning up ClassLink. That is a huge task of ours, so that what we see when we go in, and I don't know how often you guys use ClassLink, but the biggest complaint I get from ClassLink is we don't know what we're looking at because there's so much in there. So Danielle and I are going through all the apps in ClassLink and cleaning it up. So if it's something you need or use, you will see it. And if it's not something that you need or use, it will be gone. So that's a big part of that. We also rolled out SharePoint, which is an internal website for sharing of information. HR has been using it or building their piece to it, which includes all kinds of apps. I don't know, do they see any of the apps?
No.
No. So if somebody needs a new employee or we're hiring somebody new, there's a whole thing in there. They go in, they fill in all the blanks essentially and hit submit and it goes to the right people. They can read through the information, approve or deny, hit submit, and it goes on to the next people, so on and so forth. That'd be an example of one, but there's tons of different types of apps in there. There's one if you want to change your phone number, your address. You go in, you fill in the information, hit submit, HR gets that information and it's all cataloged and logged for their use. But we're rolling it out district wide for everybody. So right now, I worked with our buildings last week, that their SharePoint page will hold their daily bulletins and information that their staff needs on the daily basis will be readily available. And I tell people all the time, if you get asked a question 3 times, the answer should find its way onto SharePoint so that we can stop answering the same questions over and over again. So really a resource of information and documentation for people. So that's our big stuff. And now it's our landing page. So when you log in, go to a website, the first website that'll pop up will be SharePoint for all the adults. Kids still go to ClassLink, but the adults can jump into SharePoint and then you can hop around and see what you can see. So it's exciting stuff.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
So who's gonna be working on fixing Christian's badge to get in the building?
I can do
My stoic
it.
face. Trying to get my stoic face there now.
I can do it if you need me to, but I'm not the one that should be doing it.
No, I mean, I'll test it again before we leave. Maybe it was a fluke. I don't know. Yeah.
Did it give you the wah?
Yeah, give me some, yeah,
It gave you a
catchy
sad
little
sound?
tune, yeah, but it
Okay.
was kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you're done.
Oh, man. All right, well, I'll just excuse myself. No, yeah, right. No, yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll reach
Yeah,
out to everybody and
Then when we're done,
Yeah.
and I'll see what I can do to make magic happen.
I appreciate all your work. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, let's see, what do we got? Let's move on to Board of Education message. We're gonna start on this end tonight. Mr. Colton.
Oh, I don't have much to say tonight. I guess the only thing that happened is, a few of us attended the National Honor Society golf tournament, earlier in the month, and that was fun. It's a nice thing to do to provide scholarship money for deserving students. We didn't score very well, but, you know,
It was a good day providing for the students.
it was a good day provided for the students. But I did score a nice hat and a daddy bug, so
There you go.
that was pretty cool. So that's all I have.
All right. Right,
I just remembered today at work to sign my daughter up for soccer because the text came through, so. Mr. Bartolik's not here, so I'll just remind everybody to sign up for fall sports before it's like too late. Yep. That's all I got.
all right. Ted?
Well, I wasn't sure what I was gonna talk about tonight, but I think the one thing is just I wanted to thank everybody that, all the admin that kind of gave a little bit of an idea of what's going on this summer, because I think a lot of times there's a lot of thought out there that the summer's actually, the work slows down and, you know, there's not a lot of stuff going on, and in some ways it's, busier than what it is during a normal school year. And I just wanted to say that I know the board and appreciates it, and I appreciate all the work that everybody puts into on kind of the off season, so to speak, or when the beginning of everything starts. It's a smooth transition for all the kiddos. So just thank you on that aspect.
Tracy?
Well, yes, it was nice to get all the updates. I mean, I knew it didn't slow down or, and it actually got a little busier. I guess it just painted a bigger picture of how busy it does get. Marcy will be happy to know that I've been doing my computer training, I finished my IT stuff, so I'm good for my new device.
All right.
So, and then guess that's it. Me.
Christian?
Yeah, no, to echo, sentiments from my colleagues here, board members, thank you guys very much for the updates tonight. It's from each and every one of you, all really good updates. And, yeah, no, I took a plethora of notes here, and a lot of it's because I've taken, a lot of my colleagues have been, trying to, you know, educate them on the work that you guys do as well, being on the Seneca Nation Council, you know, we did a lot of collaboration between the district and the nation, and I think it's important that they know the work that you guys do too, and hopefully help them answer some of the questions that they might have too. So Yeah, no, I can't thank you guys enough and on everything. It's good to get the update on the cell phone policy, on that with the new law there. And I'm excited and curious to see how that goes and fingers crossed it goes well. And actually have been getting questions periodically a couple times over the last month or two about that policy. So that helps, answer some of those and, yeah, no, got about 5 pages of notes here. No, just looking forward to getting my card back working. Thank you guys very much for everything. Can't thank you enough. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, as always, thank you to all of our staff, all of our administration team, my colleagues, everything that everyone's doing. The work doesn't stop. We know that. Summer gets busy and, we appreciate everything you guys are doing to get ready for the upcoming school year. I'm looking forward to it. I know that some people are thinking, almost through summer already. Well, I'm looking forward to winter already.
I know you are.
It's hot days out there. I want to thank everyone who makes this possible too. Our yearbooks. This is my 10th copy in a row now, so I really appreciate getting these. This is awesome. I love all the work that goes in here, and I'm anxious to start flipping through it and seeing all the awesome pictures in here. But I appreciate everyone who has a hand in doing this, and appreciate those who provide them for us. Your book is a big highlight, and if everybody can take a look at them, if you have the opportunity to look at them, do it. It's important. These are things that kids will remember for years and years and years. And I'm sure a lot of us in this room have ours when we graduated. So, yeah, it's important, but I appreciate getting those every year. Even the younger ones that we had, Prospect and Seneca, I have a stack at home, my own little yearbook library. That's pretty much it, just looking forward to the year coming up and continuing all the great work we're doing. Dr. Beeler.
All right. Good news, Christian, your car is all set. Activated it, you're good to go. Expired. Yeah.
Everybody watching at home.
I can tell you that there was an unauthorized use of it at 5:29:46 this evening. At best fuel, V700.
4,600, 14 seconds to spare before the meeting started. Yeah. Thank you, Doctor.
You're all set. No problem.
Much appreciated.
I would, first off, I just wanted to acknowledge and thank Karen for the great job she did today on budget, on procurement. Oh, shoot, what was it? I can't remember the time.
Budgeting and
Budgeting and procurement? I thought it was, yes, budgeting.
Budgeting and.
What was purchasing?
That's it.
Okay, yeah, purchasing and procurement, I think is actually what it was. It was great, actually. It provided oversight, some changes that have occurred in the district and sort of helped us understand why we do some of the things that we do, which is always important when we're working through different processes. So it was very helpful. I also want to take the majority of my time to just sort of pump up the health and wellness fair. You will find it in the notes of the board docs. But this is being held on August 22nd here at the high school from 8 to 3. It is all day. There are over 50 confirmed service providers and vendors. Everyone, no matter how old you are, there will be people here that can provide information and services for you. Everything from dental and vision exams to haircuts. We've got Oscar from Oaks is coming to do haircuts, back to school haircuts for kids. We have food trucks, elder services, youth services, military and VA services. I mean, you name it, it will all be here centralized in one location for the entire day. So we're really doing our best to get the word out. I was just talking with Mr. Bartosik. We're going to have the varsity athletes and captains have a table for sporting good exchange. So if you have, sporting goods that you're not using anymore or kids who have outgrown it, we'll be collecting that. And then students can just come. If they find something they're interested in, they can just walk away with it. So get it out in use and hopefully out of my garage, so. Yeah, so a lot of work has gone into that, and I especially wanted to thank Kim McClarney, our nurse manager, who really took this project on several months ago and has grown from there, so. She has done a terrific job. If you have questions about it, let us know. But probably in about 2 weeks, you'll be getting much more frequent blasts from our social media about it. But we're very excited to offer that. All right.
Awesome.
Good.
It's in my calendar too.
And I was just gonna say too, just to piggyback off of that, thank you for highlighting that. Obviously, that's my Aunt Kim, and she's reached out to me plenty of times about getting it across the nation, the Seneca Nation over there as well, blasting it out as well. So I know that she's working hard behind the scenes to do that amongst everyone, you know, and I appreciate you highlighting that. And it sounds like a great event. I guess I haven't been into it as much to find out all that's going on. So let's go get a haircut.
She is doing amazing too, because she has reached out to me. I wasn't gonna give it out yet, but I guess whoever's watching the stream, we're gonna have a couple surprise dance shows too, periodically throughout the time, too, little flash mobs, if you will, to just to kind of just have fun, you know, wellness, culture, history, background, you know, all the fun stuff too. So you make it, we have some periodic shows.
Awesome.
Good collaboration right there. Great collaboration. Good job. Thanks, Dr. Beal. Certainly. Good work.
Was that it?
That's it.
That's it. Anybody have any questions for Dr. Beeler?
And no, and actually, one last comment. It was nice to get out with you, Mr. Cruz and Jim that day.
Yeah.
And get to do some team bonding and talk shop a little bit and play a few holes. That was really a good time, and I think we all came a lot closer from that, and I look forward to continuing doing things like that. So forgot to mention that in my report as well. So
Yeah,
that was a good day, for a good cause, for a good cause.
For a good cause, and thankfully you were there because you lowered our golf score significantly.
Yeah.
One more thing
I
you're
would
good
have had
at.
that eagle putt that
Well
time. I
done.
was just getting ready to putt and Carrie yelled in my backswing and turned me off. That's all right. We won.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. No, that was good. That was good, man. That's what it's all about.
Hey, Carrie, I'll say one more.
Absolutely.
We have 21 student workers through a grant that Karen and Sandy got. And my crew, I got 4 right now, and then the kitchen has quite a few. Marcy, I think, has some. My employees are working with these young adults, and they're doing an excellent job. You know, I can't be right on their back all the time, but I put them under these guys that I have in my department, and grounds and maintenance, cleaners. Where's the other one at? I'm thinking, custodians over at Prospect. And let me tell you, they're working with these kids, they're teaching them. I walk around, watch them, they're working, you know, it's just really great to see that. Burton has 4 of them down there at their gardens working with them. Here's one of our, he's a driver, what do you call him, courier, whatever, and he's working in all these areas, with these 4 kids, keeping them busy, getting them things, helping them, you know, and stuff. And it's just really great to see our employees stepping up and doing this, and helping these young adults. So I just wanted to make mention of that.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. Great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good stuff.
That's great.
Anything else?
Are they students or are they?
They're mostly students. I don't, yeah.
They're all.
Kind of like
They
summer,
have to be under
youth.
the age of 21 to
Yeah, there was
participate.
some older ones, but.
Yeah, there might have been a senior.
Yeah. I think we've
most
got
of
one
them.
kid that
That's,
just
yeah,
graduated.
that's great. Man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of like our, summer youth book program or something similar to that. Teaching them life skills and, you know, responsibility, getting up, getting to work and, you know, accountability and.
They have to.
Actually, that's exactly what happened. We actually sent those kids to the Nations program the first week in July.
Did they come? I think they came by the council office. I think I
Yeah,
seen them.
so
I
there
talked
was
to them.
yeah,
All
so
right.
they all participated in all the educational pieces that the Nations program goes
That's
through. And
awesome.
I think it's tomorrow they go to UB for something, but it all came about because New York State Workforce Development had extra money and called Sandy and said, hey, we got 90 grand, can you use it? So we said, sure, we'll figure out something. So came up with this and hopefully they have extra money next year.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, man. Nice.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's great. Thank you all.
All right, we'll move on to number 5, consent agenda. We have item A, B, and C, be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, consent agenda items of July 22nd, 2025, including A, Board of Education reorganization meeting minutes of July 1st, 2025. And B, ASBO National Conference, Fort Worth, Texas, 10/20/25 through 10/23/25, Karen Magera. And C, the CSE recommendations for the period June 25th, 25 through July 14, 25, and directs all such necessary arrangements be made to implement those recommendations, being reasonable and appropriate, special services and or programs be approved. So can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Motion by Brad, second by Tracy. Are there any questions? I just had one, on the minutes. So at the last meeting, somebody wasn't there. Did that special somebody get their oath of office administered, or are we doing it tonight in public forum?
Karen, she got
Karen.
I
it.
did it.
Okay,
And the reason we do it, can I tell you why?
absolutely.
Because she has to continue her services.
Mhm.
So we want to make sure she's under her oath to do her duties.
Okay, so we weren't gonna get to see it tonight live?
No.
Speed too much.
It's not very exciting.
I can get it if you want it.
Maybe it's not very exciting. We did like 9 of them. last year.
I know.
You know what I said.
All right, so we had a motion in a second. Any other questions or anything? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, motion carried. Number 6, old business. There's nothing under old business. Number 7, new business. We have item A, Board of Education Standing Committees for 2025, 2026, and I'm not gonna read them all, but they're listed there. So can I get a motion to approve the Board of Education Standing Committees for 2025, 2026?
Motion.
Motion by Ted, second by Dale. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, motion carries. Congratulations to everyone being appointed to your committees. Item B, we have a donation, from Liz Henneberg. Be resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Salamanca City Central School District Board of Education accepts a donation of approximately 150 children's books valued at $500 from Liz Henneberg, Hamburg, New York, to be distributed for summer reading to students attending the Summer Prospect Elementary School program, and a letter of appreciation be sent, be approved. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Dale, second by, was that Christian?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, any abstain? Okay, motion carried. All right, item C, declare surplus. I'm not gonna read them all, but we are items to be declared surplus and be disposed of. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Christian,
Second.
second by Tracy. Any questions? I do. So first item, a track scoreboard. What are we doing with a track scoreboard?
Well, it's the old one.
Yeah.
So because it's a fixed asset, it has to be accounted for. So it's coming off of the fixed assets, reporting, and then the new one will go on.
But what are we doing to dispose of it?
Oh, it's already gone.
You don't want more than.
It's at Aaron's house.
Are you winning?
Are you winning?
I need it. How goes this?
Yeah, it's, I mean, it's been destroyed as part of the tear down.
How come we had to do that for the scoreboard and not for track? Wouldn't that be the
Because
same
it's a
thing?
facility that's being renovated, not replaced.
So renovated versus replaced. What's the difference?
So my next question is item number 2. Disposing of or declaring surplus
Yeah.
of tennis court, 3 courts, and fencing and lighting. So tell me a little more about that.
So it's the same thing, you know, that's all been dug up, or if it hasn't, it will be, all dug up back there, and because it's part of our fixed assets, we have to make sure that it's recorded appropriately. In order to do that, the board has to say, okay, this is coming out. That's why it has to go through.
Okay.
Sell chunks of it. Fundraiser.
Yeah,
All right. Any other questions? Did we get a motion already?
Yes, Christian and Chad,
Oh, all
or
right.
Tracy, I'm sorry.
All right, we got a
Tracy.
motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? All right, motion carried. Let's get rid of some junk. Okay, next up, item D, we have a contract for Bernard P. Donegan Incorporated. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approves the contract with Bernard P. Donegan Incorporated, designating them as municipal advisor to the Salamanca City Central School District effective May 20th, 2025, to be compensated for services to be rendered in accordance with its letter of services dated June 25th, 2025, and the superintendent be authorized to execute and deliver said letter of services be approved. Can I get a motion? Motion. Second. Was that Tad? Tad. Motion by Tad, second by Dale. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, if you could just give me a quick little breakdown, Dr. Taylor, what the municipal advisor is and what this is, a little breakdown.
Yeah, so what they do is they advise us on, things like the, maximum cost allowance that the state will give us for aiding of our projects. They facilitate the coordination of the final cost reports. They help with the bonding. Once we go out to bond for phase 5, they will facilitate all that.
Okay.
And then make sure that we're doing our reporting in a timely manner and appropriately.
Thank you. I had one question. So why is this so late? If this is, we're going retro back to May, why are we just now getting this?
Because I missed it in my email. Honestly, I totally missed it. They sent it, and the reason it has to go back to May 20th is because they did advise us on the vote.
Okay. Is there something typically though, if we're renewing it, this is done prior to any May vote or anything like that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. We had a more, or any other questions? All right, we had a motion in a second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, any abstained? Okay, motion carried. All right, item E, we are creating a position. Be resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent and that as a result of changes within the district, the following position be created effective July 1, 2025. A mathematics teacher, 1 FTE. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Brad, second by Dale. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Okay, motion carried. Let's get a math teacher. All right, section 913 resolution. I'm not gonna read it all. All right, so we have a 913 resolution. Looking for a motion to approve this resolution. Motion by Dale.
Second.
Second by Brad. Are there any questions? Dr. Beeler, give us a quick rundown.
Sure. So this type of a resolution is typically utilized when an individual has been out of either maybe on a leave of absence or been injured at work, and their doctor has said that they're okay to return. The district also has the ability to have the individual checked out by the doctor, district's physician. So in some cases, we do this routinely. In other cases, we do this as the circumstance comes up. But the particulars around this individual, we were advised by council to have the person evaluated by our physician as well as their own physician to ensure that they're completely ready to come back.
Good. Any other questions, anything? No? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, any abstained? All right, motion carried. Item number 8, personnel consent agenda. We have our personnel action number 1, which is our resignations, our leaves of absence, paid leaves of absence, FMLA appointments, certified classified appointments, student teachers, internships, practicums, field work, outside agency. We have item B, personnel action number 2, extended probation. We have item C, personnel action number 3, our coaching, athletics, team leader, co-curricular mentor, co-curricular and mentors. We have item D, personnel action number 4, summer appointments. And so be resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approves the personnel action items listed in the public content section 8. Item A, item B, item C, and item D. Can I get a motion to approve those?
Motion.
Motion by Christian,
Second.
second by Tracy. Are there any questions? No? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstained? All right, motion carried. So do we have any introductions to make?
We do, but actually, before I get to that, I wanted to make my usual statement when we see the extended probation. The extended probations are almost always done because of, or sometimes due to lapses in certification. That time can't count for the probationary period. So I just wanted to make a note that this is in no way a reflection on the performance of anyone. It is simply a procedure that we need to follow through to ensure we're compliant with tenure regulations. So sometimes people see that and they think that there's an issue. That is not the issue here whatsoever. But now onto the fun part, because I know that there's a happy mama on Zoom here. So I will turn this over to Mrs. Butler, Asia, okay.
Sorry. Okay. Dear members of our Board of Education, it is with great pleasure that we introduce you to Cassandra Hinman, who has recently joined our Seneca Intermediate School as our social worker. So we know who we're talking about. She is most recently coming from Community Action, and she's been working with victim services. She has a background rooted in our community. She actually was a student here in her past. She also worked as a family school liaison back in 2018. She brings both expertise and a fresh perspective to our support services team. Her approach emphasizes equity, advocacy, and building meaningful relationships with students, families, and staff. Whether helping students navigate personal challenges, supporting mental health initiatives, or connecting with families, Cassandra is deeply committed, and we are very excited to have her. So please help us introduce her to our school, Cassandra Hinman.
Not much of a public speaker, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, but just I'm very excited to be back. I'm grateful for this opportunity to work with the students again. And my oldest is about to be a preschooler for the Warriors, so I'm very excited. So thank you again.
She's ready.
Yeah, does Karen's here.
Like, she has like flowers.
Karen, do you want to be one of the first to congratulate her?
Karen Crandall, that is.
She's like, I'm.
Oh, maybe not. I thought I saw her come off mute.
She's probably really not watching.
I swear.
Can I just make a quick comment? Let's
Absolutely.
say I went to school with Cassie my whole life, and there's one thing about her is that she's always had a big heart. She's a very good person and very involved, whether it's with extracurricular sports, education, and so on and so forth. We've stayed in touch a little bit throughout the years as we've gotten older, became parents and things like that, but I've always watched you from afar, and I'm really happy to have you back, and personal congratulations to you, so. Yep, happy to have you guys.
I just want to also add that it's very stressful to interview and hire all summer long. And so when you go through applications and you see names and then you have all of these people in your ear saying, you have to hire her. So you know that we're all excited to have you here. I'm excited too.
Well, I might as well jump in too. The years I worked with her as a crime victims advocate in our department, she was a supervisor, and definitely one of those supervisors I would always go to when I was in trouble or needed something or having a hard situation or just wanted to cry. I don't know, whatever it was at that point. So it was really good to have her. She was like family to me, so to have her back there's many people from CCA you want to bring back too. That's amazing, because they're all family and they're all, lived kind of vicariously through each other through situations. So for her to be able to bring crisis intervention and restorative practices and the way she works with, families and their engagement, it's just gonna be like, you guys are all gonna benefit from it. And anyone, you can go there at any time. That's all I'm gonna
And when he says in trouble, he comes never in
No.
trouble.
In trouble situations,
Yeah.
struggling situations. No.
That's awesome.
All right, awesome. Was that it? Was that
That's it. Everyone else, we will welcome when we see them.
Okay, thank you all.
Send them our regards.
All right, item 9, board information reports and discussion. We have a couple voluntary transfers. We have a couple first readings of policy. We have capital project phase 4 summary, transportation report. We also have the health and wellness fair flyer that Dr. Beeler showed us earlier. Everybody take a look at that. Upcoming events, it's the first one on there, our health and wellness fair. I don't see it on here, but just for everyone's awareness, we are doing a retreat, what was it, the second weekend of August? Yeah, we do have a board retreat planned August 8th and 9th. That's why you probably don't see another board meeting. Our next BOE meeting isn't until August 26th, which will be right here. So yeah, we have a lot going on, and then of course on there, the upcoming events, we have our welcome back picnics, August 26th and 27th, for Prospect and then Central Intermediate and High School. So yeah, a lot going on. For all those who are watching or potentially watching, just take a look at this and see what we have coming. Anything else, anybody?
Well, I know last year we were able to hold the board meeting at Prospect because it's actually Prospect's welcome at picnic night because some people have children, kids that are going to Prospect. Like,
Yes. We
Like
can
a
probably
third of the
do
board.
that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yes.
If I recall, parking was a challenge that night.
Yeah, true.
But we've got plenty of time to figure out what we're gonna do, but let's see if we can't get that to happen again. Thank you for reminding me about that.
What time is the?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. If we're gonna change the venue, just let us all know.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else? I guess. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting? Motion by Christian. Second by Dale. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstained? No? All right, we are adjourned, folks. Thank you all. 6:39 PM. Thanks, everybody.